Ironically, my reaction to all of the information I acquired about what my job or career entailed, I was really surprised and, pleasantly surprised, of course. They have a lot to do. I found out, so I was kind of surprised, but like I said, pleasantly surprised. I conducted 2 investigative interviews. One with a Miss Valentine. She is a special education teacher, but previously when she first started, her first degree that she ever obtained was an associate's in office administration. She told me that she was kind of didn't really know what she wanted to do, but she didn't know she wanted to go to school for something, so she started off in that field, which I found very inspirational, because obviously you can do a lot more through having a associates, and she was very proud of herself when she did obtain it, and enjoyed working within the field. She was office administrator as well, administrative assistant. I apologize. She was the administrative assistant. Then she later on, overall she obviously got her bachelor's in special education, and then she earned a master's in education. I didn't include that in there because I was just trying to show the transition that she went through after receiving associates. Her advice, the best advice that I obtained through the interview was from Ms. Valentine, was to not be afraid and have confidence, be the best in what I do, despite the stereotypes that I have to overcome, as we spoke about before. She obviously, at the conclusion of my interview, gave me words of wisdom to always aim for ways to basically advance in my career, and also to help others and my colleagues, because it's also good to build up a repertoire of people or colleagues that you meet along the way. It's always good to have people in your field that you are familiar with. They can also lend you advice that you might not, acquire or learn on your own in your own place of employment. So it's always good to build up a good, roster of people, not just in your field, but in any field as well. So, her husband, Mr. Valentine, he works in office support. Right now, he loves his job. His advice was also to keep myself current with the latest office updates. Microsoft, he stressed, was the most important, obviously, dominant application that you're going to work with. Office, Excel, spreadsheets. It's always good to be familiar with the latest updates, and within, just for yourself at home, because you never know what your field, what they might require for you at your place of employment. They might need you to know something, and it's always good to keep that on hand at home as well. Like, once again, to bring into where you're going to be working. Also, he advised me to add skills and update my resume annually. That's always a good thing to do. So you keep track of what you've learned every year and add them. And as well, his last words of encouragement and the conclusion of the interview was to stay confident in my work. And I really enjoyed those interviews. They were very informative. So I have a lot of confidence in what I was told. Once again, in those interviews, I didn't have any other questions for them. They kind of cover a lot of things, what I would need to hear. And so it actually gave me a lot of confidence after conducting my interviews that it's definitely something I wanted to do as well. And I do plan on having Mr. Valentine and Mrs. Valentine as future colleagues and my future employment as well, to continually help me, give me advice once I do obtain my associates in office administration. The good things about being an administrative assistant, they're good communicators. I tend to look at myself as being a good communicator. You have to be able to speak and speak clearly and professionally, and write very well, I guess legibly and professionally as well, have netiquettes and have etiquette, and also portray the image of a company in their communication. Basically, you have to keep yourself updated with what the company wants to communicate. Be the brand, what their brand is. You'll be, like I said, you're the face of their company, so you have to be familiar with what their goals are. They're organized at the right time and place, and with all things in place. Organization is key. I like to think of myself as being a very organized person. I have 4 children, so I have to be organized. Time management skills. Making priorities out of the duties that needs to be executed is the secret to avoiding getting overwhelmed. So you have to be vigilant about not being consumed in things, in distractions, and keep on task throughout the day to get things done, of course. Be a punctual worker to save time and reduce disorderliness. I apologize. The not so good things about being in office administration, to me, I would never say this in an interview, of course, but just between this, what I personally picked up in my investigative report. Obviously, filing paperwork, I don't really like to think of myself as having to be overwhelmed with a bunch of paper, and it kind of gives me anxiety a little bit sometimes. I know it's ironic, but that's going to be something I'm going to overcome. Obviously, you have to deal with paper and filing, but personally, I don't really like that part of the career occupation. Working in a fast-paced environment, like I said, you have to be you have to be able to multitask and be able to be on point, punctual. There's so many different tasks you have to do, and you have to split yourself in a lot of different ways. The reason why I think that's not a good thing for me right now is because at home it's like that for me. Like I have a 1 month old child. I do apologize. I had him a month ago, and I have a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So I'm fast paced all day, every day at home. So I kind of want to think of myself as being in a relaxed, slow paced environment while I'm going to work. But obviously that is part of the job, is being able to keep up with the pace of wherever you're working, of the company. And trying to make everyone happy. Obviously in life and anywhere you go, that's impossible. But obviously, you are the communicator between the employees and the employer. I found that out as well. So you basically act as a peacemaker as well. So unfortunately, you can't make everyone happy. So I found out as well that I'm a visual learner. I have a read and write learning style. I mean, I'm better as seeing things and writing them down. According to my learning styles, the best career for me would be I picked out personally was editor and copy editor. Obviously, editors they spend their entire workday sweating the small stuff in print media, and there's basically no room for eye fatigue. So you have to practice good computer skills and learn how to rest between the day, learn how to have good posture at the keyboard, make sure you don't overwork yourself, make sure you're doing the right thing so you don't strain your eyes. Obviously, you're going to be doing a lot of things with computers in my field. And that is a good, strong written communication skills are required. And obviously, from my test, and the scores matched up that I'm obviously a strong communicator. And as I stated before, I do consider myself to be a strong communicator. And I'm good at writing as well. So that also in accounting and finance professionals is another more specific job that'll be best suited for me as well. So that is a good thing. That's another opportunity that I can look into. The ideal training for me would be through charts and graphs. And fortunately, a finance job is loaded with visual things. So if I wanted to be office administrator of finance, that would be perfect. I do enjoy working with Excel spreadsheet. So that'll be a good thing for me. So actually, I was encouraged by learning that about myself. My personality profile fits my career. I am obviously more intuitive, and I'm more of an introvert. So the best career choices that fit my personality profile are social and community care services, counseling, teachers of humanity and social science, healthcare workers, both in administration and in the medical services. I found that quite empowering to know that I could be a healthcare administrator, because I do plan on. I was always interested in healthcare as well, so that opened up another boost of confidence that I needed to find out about myself as well. That I'm actually on the right path of what I've chosen. So I'm glad to know I'm a good matchup for that. So basically, after finding about my learning styles, what was required of the job for me, my personality profile, I kind of got a conclusive overview of what I wanted to eventually do. So I plan on obtaining my associates, which I will have successfully completed my study by summer. I do apologize. By fall, hopefully, of 2019, I'll be completed my associates in office administration. I would like to acquire a job as an office administrator, obviously. Then I plan on going back to school to obtain a bachelor's in healthcare management. Obviously, it's a good thing to be, to work in the field of office administration, because that's also a key. It's one of the requirements of being in healthcare management. You're managing people, and that is another role that you play as office administrator as well. Overall, I would like to obtain a master's in physical therapy. I always wanted to be a physical therapist, so I feel like I'm on the right track now to being able to be in all the fields that I am interested in, and also gain the skills required to my ultimate goal, which is a master's, and be a physical therapist. The questions that I asked in the beginning through Module 1, before I even started my research, obviously were helpful to me. As far as like how much does my career earn for entry level, because I don't have any experience in office administration or any of that. So I will be going in obviously just with educational with just a degree, school education. I wouldn't have any on the job experience. So I would be interested in how much they earn for people who don't have any on the job training experience before. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I plan on working out here. So I just wanted to know, is there a large selection of office administration jobs out in my area? Are there any other educational requirements for my job? How long does the advancement take in the career? Are there any other careers that you can advance to through office administration? Because that's one of my goals, is to be able to advance from office administration, obviously, as I stated before, to healthcare management. So is that something possible that I can do through my degree in office administration? How many varieties of careers could I acquire with an AA in office administration? How popular is the concentration for administration at Forsyth Tech? Obviously, this is the school I go to, so that would be an interesting fact to know about. What is the overall popularity for this field, for competition purposes as well, and how that will look on my resume to know how popular, and it'll look good on my resume when I do go somewhere to know, the rate of people graduating with my degree, and how, and as far as accreditation as well. Which state in the United States has the higher demand for office administration, and which state pays the highest salary? And once again, I said The answers to these questions will help me find the right employment for me once I finish school and pursue my career. I'm on the right track. The more information that I obtain, the more confident I am in my career pursuits. I am surprised how well suited my personality is to my field. I have no other, I'm confident in that this is the right, field for me. It just further solidified I'm doing the right thing. So I don't plan on changing or regretting choosing what I'm doing now in school. I'm actually more excited to finish. And at the pace I'm doing is pretty good. I feel like I'm confident as well. Like it's something I'll enjoy working in. So I'm headed in the right direction. Overall, I am satisfied with what I learned and once again confident in my career journey. This career search was very exciting for me. My favorite part was doing the interviews because I gained knowledge firsthand from active administrative professionals, people who are currently working in the field. I learned that I am detailed, organized, and determined. I was pleasantly surprised how eager I was to do this project because I am usually not good at doing research projects. So this just shows my growth and maturity since I made the conscious decision to even go to school. I'm really proud of myself for even taking the first step in doing something greater and add an attempt to even add an accolade to my name. I feel like this is empowering. I'm a single mom of 4 children, and a lot of people don't think that I would be doing something like this full time, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. It helps me solidify that. It gives me confidence, and I'm doing something I would love as well as being a mother. So this is a very fun project for me. The most important thing that I learned about office administration is the main responsibility is to ensure the efficient performance of all departments. So you're responsible for basically running the whole company, make sure everybody's in line. You're not actually the CEO or anything, but you're acting as keeping everything together behind an open curtain and a closed curtain. They're the connecting link between senior management and the employees. They provide motivation to the workforce and help people realize the goals of the organization. Each step of the research process was effective because it gave me a visual and analytical insight in the future of my profession. I did say I was going to show myself towards the end. I did really enjoy this whole opportunity. I'm glad that I did take this course, and I do plan on taking the information I've learned on with me after the course and into the future to have something to look back on as a memoir and a motivator as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I do appreciate it, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my presentation, and hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative and everything and exciting, and you saw the passion in what I did. So I appreciate it, and I hope you all enjoyed the course as much as I did, and I wish much success to all of my peers, my fellow student peers as well. And once again, thank you. Bye-bye.